guys, this is Amy from Amy's Little Bit of Everything. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Jazz hands. Come on, I know you want to. It's fun. What? Let me hear you. Silk flappers, fishy loops, and butterfly. All right, what I got going on is I'm getting ready to can some roast beef. I haven't, hold on, hubby's here. Some people don't really like to can meat, but I like canning meat. I do chicken and beef, and I make beef stew. I do hamburger. So, you know, and to each their own, it's fine. But anybody who's ever interested in it or thinks they want to do it, I just go to my book and I go to page 99 and I go to the roast, and it has beef, lamb, mutton, pork, veal, venison. And all you need, you can do it in pint or quart jars, and all you need is your meat, your broth for canning meat, and optional is salt. I always put a little salt in there. So I've already prepped my meat. What I do is I had a big roast beef, and I had 2 of them, and I put them in 2 of my crock pots yesterday, cooked them down all day, then broke them up, and I've got them in this pot right now. So I've got that cooking because you want your meat warm, you want your broth warm, because you'll have warm jars. I have jars. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Oh boy, I don't know if I want to do my quarts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I can't mix quart and jars. I have to do one or the other. What I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 quarts. It'd be me and Jeff, and we only would eat. Now, I'm going to do the quarts first. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do, because if I pull them out, I'll be making something for the family with the quarts. So, these are already washed. I'll just have to put, I really want them back here. I'll just have to put warm water in them when it gets time. It's not time yet. But okay, we've already prepped our meat, but prepping our meat, cook it down. They say you don't have to cook it all the way. I almost cook mine all the way. Putting it in a pressure canner, you are going to cook it that way, because it's got to be in there for, let's see, pint jars is 1 hour and 15, quart jars is 1 hour and 30 minutes. So they're going to cook, you know, and mine's pretty much cooked anyways. But anyways, then it just says, okay, cook, bake or roast your meat until well done. And then I've got my broth in here. It's coming to a boil. And then my meat's over here. I'm going to stir it here in a minute. And then let me go ahead and fill my jars up, get them in the hot water. I got to check the water to see if we're up to 180. This will just be to sanitize our jars. And when you sanitize your jars, you want the water to be 180. And so my next step after I check and see where we're at, let me see if I can just hook that on there real quick. Okay, I'm going to stir my meat. I love to prep the day before. I've been wanting to do it all day, but I've had things that I was getting to and things that I wanted to do. And poor Jeff, with his medicine now, it made him have an ulcer. So I had to go get medicine for him today to help heal his ulcer. But poor guy, he just is so funny, because he is the type of guy who never was sick the whole time we've been married, maybe just a few times. And since he's been retired, he's been sick. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, this broth is right from the meat, what I had cooked it in, so I just used it. All right, and I know some people who don't even cook their meat. They put raw meat in there and then cook it, because they say for the hour and 30 minutes it's going to cook. I don't do that. I always cook mine. I go by my blue book for that. So after that, what I'm going to do, I'm checking let me see. Oh yeah, we're there. I thought we were, but I don't like putting mine in there without it. So all I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna go ahead and pop those lids back in there. Just wash them up one more time. These are already clean. I mean, I literally just washed them the other day. And then after they go in the water and get hot, so. All right, so let me fill that up with hot water, get that in there, set the timer for 10, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, as we're sitting here, or as I'm sitting here waiting, I've got my jars on 10 minutes, so I've got the timer set for that. All jars are in there getting warm. My meat, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir. Broth would be okay. I just give it a stir. Oh, it smells so good. And like I said, on this meat, I like to do this the day before. I mean, you can do it as early as you want. I have even cooked my meat. I've put it in the freezer, and then, you know, a couple weeks to a month later, I get it out. And then I can it. So, but the best way to do it is to prepare it. Get it ready. I mean, some people don't. Some people like to do it, you know, all in one day. It makes me feel better. Plus, with my lung disease, it helps me do a little bit at a time. So if I cook it and then I tear it off and I have it ready to go, then when I get ready to can it, it's not so overwhelming for me and so much to do. Okay. So for now, I've got, yeah, broth is probably pretty warm. The meat still got to warm up a little bit. You don't have to have it like cooked, but just warm, so that when you pull your jars out of there, you're putting warm meat in with warm broth. As long as your broth is hot, that's the main thing. And then let's see, after everything gets done, you pack your hot meat into the hot jar, leave 1 inch headspace, add a ½ teaspoon of salt to a pint jar, teaspoon to a quart. I will probably, sometimes the meat can almost be too salty. I think I'm only going to do a ½ teaspoon for the quarts. So, oh, that's not it. That's clear gel. I don't want to get too close to my burner. And this is my canning salt. Okay. All right, then I get my salt out, get it ready to go. Always make sure. Okay. Let's see. ½ teaspoon. Yeah, I'm only going to add a ½ teaspoon. And then probably only, let's see, I'll get my, oh, that's too big here. I'll get my 1/4 out for when I do my pints. Because, yeah, sometimes when we eat the meat, it's almost like it's got like too much salt in it. And I don't salt it. I use the broth, but I don't season it at that time, because I know I'm usually going to put a little salt in it at the time just to preserve it. And then once I get it canned, and you know, or get it out of the can and start cooking it, then I kind of taste it to salt. I would rather do that. All right, and then after we fill it, and then after the meat gets filled, we're gonna debubble it. Let's see, 1 inch headspace, remove the air bubbles, clean the jar rim, center lid, you know, we're gonna do all that like we normally do. Yeah, and then we get ready to do it. It's not that bad, it's not that hard. You know, it just takes time. And then remember, with this, we have to get the big canner out, because you have to pressure can this. Oh shoot, I didn't know we had it full of stuff. Jeff just carried out all my stuff. Okay. Oh, I think I just shook the table. Yeah, he had just carried out my stuff. He was like, "Are you done with your canning stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'll be done for a while till probably do my my blackberries." he was like, okay, well, you don't normally do those until like February or something, right? And I'm like, yeah, take it out of here. And then here we are. I've got it back out. It never ends. But one thing nice, everything was clean and out there. He didn't, oops, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that was okay. He hadn't done the winterize yet because he cleans all this off for me. By the time he gets done cleaning this just shines like brand new. And me, I'm like, I'd probably use it like that. And he's like, no, we've got to clean it. I'm like, well, it ain't dirty. It's just from the, you know, from the wear and tear. And he's like, oh no. But he'll have it sparkling for me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 inches of water in my pressure canner. Oh, let's see. I'll set that there for now. Oh, this doesn't work very good. I've got too much stuff over here. Okay, so let me fill that up with 2 inches of water. And then this. Oh, we still got 6 minutes on that. But anyways, this is almost hot enough. So I'm going to bring it over. And yeah, by the time I do all this and get that ready, it'll be time to can. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Well, Jeff was going to the football game tonight. I'm not going because we're supposed to get a storm. And then the temperature's supposed to drop. And when that happens, if I'm out there, I can get sick. So I'm trying to keep myself healthy enough, you know, to just keep healthy. So I chose not to go tonight. I hate it. I'd love to be there watching Jace, but it's just safer for me to stay home. Let me get a drink. Okay. So this is about to go off with my cans. Oh, what I was going to say, a lot of people is scared to can meat. When I first did it, I was scared to death. I wish I would have had my mom. But I didn't, and I had to do it cold turkey, just jump right in and do it, which I had canned several things before that, so I kind of knew some things, but meat scared me because I was like, I don't want to make anybody sick. Oh my gosh, I don't want to make anybody sick. Especially, you know, I don't want to get sick myself. So I told myself I'm just going to try it, and I went for hamburger first, and I just went right by the book, and I did fine. Then I did turkey, and then I did fine. Then I did chicken, then I did fine. Then I did like roast beef, you know, with the potatoes and the carrots and, you know, everything in there. So all I got to do is just dump the jar and go. And my mom always said, anything that they can at the store, you can can too. So just build up the confidence. But when you do your canning, just, you know, take a little job like this, or just do the little pints, you know, just start with pints. And, you know, and every time I take a lid off of food that I can, I always smell. If it smells good, then I eat it. If it smelled bad, toss it out. It ain't worth getting sick over. That's just what I go by. But I thought there was something else I was going to say about meat. And go your whole time with meat. Don't rush. Do everything that it says to do. This is one thing I won't hop around and jump around on. I do it by the book. Let me get my vinegar and I'll be right back. Okay guys, my jars just beeped, so they're ready to go. Pressure canner is on, and it's getting the water just a little bit warm. I gotta have it warm. Just, you know, just warm. Okay, and my broth is ready. So what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna bring my jars over, set them here, get my vinegar. Hold on. There's something else I gotta get. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright. Whenever I do stuff like this, I try to get everything in order, get everything in my mind figured out. I'm gonna go ahead. My lids are way back there, so I'm gonna get them on. Get them heating up. Alright. So, I guess we might as well just go for it. Set this lid over here. I've got all my placemats laid out. I got everything laid out. Okay. So I would love to leave my warm water in there and keep reusing it. But if I don't dump these out in the sink and I fill up my jars and then put them in there, I will overflow. I think you guys know what I mean on that.
I think there's a real level of ignorance and a lack of education. I was talking to someone, Pete, the other night, who said that when they were in college, each person in a class that she was in had to take a country. Okay? You're Lebanon, you're Iran.
Yeah, on that water, I may even have too much water in there to begin with. So.
That doesn't even happen in education anymore. Understand your perspective.
All right, that's my last jar. These are all the jars I have right now. I have used every single jar I have, well, except for the pints. But I want to do my quarts first. Okay, so this is what we got to do first. I've got, no, I might not have a funnel in here. Oh, yes, I do. Hold on. Oh! I'll have to drop something. If it drops, it drops. The little dog's in the other room. We're supposed to get a storm and he's scared to death. Oh, that reminds me. At 1:45, I have to go out, put the chickens up, feed the dogs, and feed the cat. Because our rain is supposed to start after 6. I've been doing stuff all day. I mean, I've been canning and doing stuff all day. I just wanted to video this part of it. Okay, all right. Now, this is going to go on my jar. I'm hoping you guys can see from there. Yeah, I think you can see. Alrighty, let me put this lid back over here. And I can put this lid back on there. And I'll turn that down. Okay, now my broth is really hot. Okay, so what I do, take my meat and feed it through. I don't know, it might take all these quarts. That would be fine with me if it did. I thought maybe I'd have some more left. And it said inch, half inch. I'm gonna fill it, fill the meat up pretty.
And Harold, you know, every time we've had a peace process, Hamas ends up walking away from the
I try to put enough in there to like think if I was gonna make some beef stew or soup or, you know, something. Okay, now let's see if that's, oh yeah, that's just perfect.
I think the Israelis would agree with that, and obviously that President Trump was able to foster.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this, guys, and then I'm going to let you go because I'm running out of time. So what I'm going to do from here, I'll put broth up there till I get an inch head space. I'll put my salt in there. I will poke this down there to debubble it, put the lid on, and then we'll put it in the processor, and we'll be done. Okay, guys, you saw how much meat I had. I had that whole pan right there full. It just gave me 4 quarts. This one I didn't need to use. So I like doing the full 4 quarts. I could have done pints, but that would be more small, like for me and Jeff, a meal. These were more for like the family. So now I have debubbled them. I've stuck this down. I put my little bit of salt in there. I've done all that. Now what is left is I've got my vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and run my vinegar over my rim. And do it one more time. I like to make sure, especially, I mean, always anything you can, but your meat, like I said, I always am just a little bit more picky and I go slower. I pay attention. I mean, you should always pay attention to anything you can, but meat is, it always worries me. And like I said, if it smells bad, you throw it out. If it smells good and appetizing, and not everything will smell bad sometimes. I've never had it, but okay. Now I am done with this, so let me move this over here. Okay, and let me turn that off. And unplug that. I'll move this over here and set that there. Oh yeah, the water's getting nice and hot over here. Now I am going to, since this is me, I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time. I just want to make sure I get a good seal. And if you don't get a good seal, I just throw it in the refrigerator and I use it like on our next meal. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now my lids are hot and they're ready to go. And they're wanting to stick. I'm gonna check and see how much time I've got. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the lids on there and get it in the canner, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, now I've got everything in the pressure canner. I'm actually gonna turn this off because I won't be needing it now because I've canned all my meat, and I was thinking, should I can something else? But no, I'm gonna clean up. I do that. I always think, oh, I can go ahead and get some apples out and do that. I'm like, no. It's getting late. You need to go out and do the chickens. It's almost time, or before we get a storm. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I got to let it start steaming. Once it starts steaming, I gotta vent it for 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, I put these little things on there. I stop them, and then I let it get up to pressure of 10. And then that's when I start the countdown then of my hour and 30 minutes. And then we will have 4 quarts of meat. And I wanted to let you know that I got my meat. We have an IGA, which they have local meat here in Indiana. And every now and then, it's such a small place, and they sometimes don't sell a lot of meat because we have a lot of farmers around here that have their own meat. And sometimes that little IGA is more expensive for meat, so around here locally people don't buy it then. But what I do is I wait till they get ready to rotate their meat. They put it on sale because they need to get rid of that meat in order to get the new meat. It's not outdated, it's just they gotta rotate it. So when it goes on sale, I go in there, I buy up some, and then I process it. And then not only do I have meat on my shelf, I've got it at a good price. So, and I'm not saying like reduced or turning green. Oh gosh, I would never do that, guys. Hey, I do know some people who did that. After I said that, I was like, oh no, I know some people. They weren't relatives, but I know some people. And I never ate at their house. And I'd warn people not to eat at their house. And they were nice, but they got their meat when it was like, it's like $1 for 40 pounds of hamburger. All right. No, that's not what I'm talking about here. I just wanted to make myself clear, and I had to make you guys laugh. But yeah, I get it reduced, but it's not by any means out of date or anything. Okay, now I lost where I'm going with this. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to run out real quick and feed my dogs and see if I can get the chickens in, because it's going to be storming here before too long. They had it come on the screen and everything, so I'm going to try to get that done before I get involved in it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. And I hope I keep power. All right, I'll be back. And don't talk about me while I'm gone. I'm just right here. I can still hear. I'm like my mom. She'd always tell me she had 2 eyes in the back of her head because she saw everything we did. And I'd always be like, how'd she know? How'd she know? There's things she knew that I did in high school, and still to this day, I don't know how she knew. I was like, somebody had to tell her. But I still think she had 2 eyes in the back of her head. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys. I didn't make it. It started pouring on me. But I got the boys fed, and plus they got the fat from the meat because I like to pull all the fat off. Jeff likes the fat. I got 4 eggs while I was down there. Let me get the other 2 out of my pocket before I forget that they're in there. 4 eggs. Set those back there. Let me wash my hands real quick. Water's hot. Alrighty. Alright, as you can see, this is starting to steam. So I'm probably going to let the video be done, and maybe after I get the meat done, because it'll take an hour and 30 minutes. So once it gets done, I got a Temu order to show. So after I do that Temu, I'll show you the meat. So, all right, I think that's about it. We're just now waiting on the process. And I got the chickens. They don't get in their cage until it gets black outside, and then I have to go put them up. But maybe Jeff, he said the game It's already raining there, so I'm glad I didn't go. It's getting cooler out. Right now I'm hot because I ran back there and ran back. But the chickens are in their coop. They're just not in the inside one, you know, that I close them in for the night. But they'll be safe. But the dogs got fed. I gave them the fat off of the meat. Cujo got fed. He got the fat off the meat. He doesn't take very little. Oh, and then the cats wanted some. The cats think what the dogs eat, they eat. Go figure. I don't know. And Cujo likes the cat treats. I don't know. We're all weird. We're all misfits that just kind of met and made a family. All right, guys. I think that's it for right now. And I do have a Temu order that I'll be doing later. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me. Put a smile on your face. Put a smile on somebody else's face. It's a win-win situation. Who doesn't want to live in a better place? I know I do. And I know you do too. So don't say you don't. I know you do. All right. Be kind, stay humble, and enjoy your evening. And have a good Friday. Ooh, Friday night, the 13th. I always have good luck on Friday the 13th, so I don't worry about it. All right, guys. Have a great night. Love you guys. Take care until next video. Bye.